9 people boarded this helicopter. One of them was basketball legend Kobe Bryant. On the morning of January 26, 2028, Sikorsky S-76B, registration November 72 Echo X-Ray, sat waiting on the south ramp of John Wayne Airport. Its destination was Camarillo Airport, with a short drive planned from there to the Mamba Sports Academy. At this point, the flight was completely routine.
John Wayne ground, helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray south ramp, VFR to Camarillo, ready to taxi.
Helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray, John Wayne ground. Taxi to runway 20 right via Alpha. Remain west of the parallels.
The pilot had filed no instrument flight plan. Instead, the helicopter would fly under Visual Flight Rules, or VFR. Under these rules, the pilot is responsible for remaining clear of clouds and maintaining visual reference with the ground. As long as the weather remains good, this is perfectly normal.
Taxi 20 right via Alpha, 72 Echo X-Ray.
72 Echo X-Ray, wind 210 at 5. Runway 20 right cleared for departure.
Cleared for departure 20 right, 72 Echo X-Ray.
At 9:06 a.m., the helicopter lifted off. Nothing about the departure suggested that the flight was in danger. The aircraft was mechanically sound. The pilot was experienced, and the passengers had no reason to believe this flight would be any different from the many they had taken before.
72 Echo X-Ray frequency change approved.
Good day.
As the helicopter tracked northwest toward Los Angeles, conditions began changing. A marine layer had spread inland overnight, lowering cloud ceilings across much of the basin. The weather was still flyable, but the margin for error was becoming smaller.
Burbank Tower, helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray, VFR south of the field. Request special VFR transition northbound.
This request marks the first indication that weather had become a factor. Normally, a VFR helicopter could simply continue through the airspace, but cloud ceilings around Burbank had dropped below standard VFR minimums. To continue, the pilot needed a special VFR clearance.
72 Echo X-Ray, Burbank Tower. Stand by.
The delay had nothing to do with the helicopter itself. Commercial airline traffic always takes priority. The helicopter would have to wait.
72 Echo X-Ray, remain clear of the class Charlie.
Remaining clear, 72 Echo X-Ray.
For several minutes, the helicopter orbited south of Burbank Airport, waiting for an opening. Every extra minute in the air meant flying closer to worsening weather.
72 Echo X-Ray, special VFR approved. Maintain special VFR at or below 2,500. Proceed northbound through the class Charlie.
Special VFR approved, at or below 2,500. 72 Echo X-Ray.
The clearance allowed the helicopter to continue, but it came with an important limitation. The aircraft had to remain below the cloud layer, using the ground for visual reference. From this point forward, terrain, weather and altitude would all begin competing for the pilot's attention.
72 Echo X-Ray, frequency change approved. Contact Van Nuys Tower.
Over to Van Nuys, good day. Van Nuys Tower, helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray. Special VFR northbound.
72 Echo X-Ray, Van Nuys Tower. Radar contact.
Rather than climbing above the weather, the helicopter continued weaving beneath the clouds. It followed highways and valleys, using familiar landmarks as its guide. This technique is common among helicopter pilots, but it depends on one critical condition: being able to see outside.
72 Echo X-Ray, SoCal approach. Helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray.
72 Echo X-Ray, SoCal approach.
Helicopter 72 Echo X-Ray, 1,500 following Highway 101 westbound.
72 Echo X-Ray, radar contact.
The helicopter was now approaching the Santa Monica Mountains. Unlike the flat Los Angeles basin, the terrain here rises rapidly. Clouds clung to the hillsides, reducing both visibility and the pilot's available escape routes.
72 Echo X-ray radar service terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR. 72 Echo X-ray.
This would be the last radio transmission. From this moment on, the helicopter was alone. No controller could see what the pilot was seeing. No one in the cockpit reported an emergency. No distress call was ever made. This story continues in part 2. Subscribe to support the channel and don't miss what happens next.